Dude, I love popcorn, bro. I don't, how is it? It's not a vegetable, but no other, I mean, corn is, but no other, think about it. No other vegetable can do that trick that corn does. And just say, bam, you don't, if you, dude, I was thinking they should have more animals, right? How many animals do they have? 70 animals? Like that's one of my issues with God is, bruh, bake another batch, daddy. You know, you got all the capabilities. You got, I'd love to see like kind of a unicorn that has Wi-Fi in its horn. That's got that fucking hard hitter on the top, that router. Wouldn't that be great? You can't get Wi-Fi, but suddenly one of these unicorns shows up. And dude, think about a unicorn. That's another thing you don't notice how much magic is in it. That's another type of corn. Dude, imagine the first unicorn walks up. You know somebody shot that bitch down, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and no offense, man, but somebody really popped that cat down, boy. If you saw a unicorn show up, you'd be like, damn, boy. I mean, there's no way you couldn't think this horse is trying to fuck, boy. This horse is trying to in my butt. This horse is into the dark arts. There's no way you couldn't think that. But it's interesting how much magic is in a unicorn. They're probably top 6 magic animals. I think anyway, if you had to think about it. I don't even know what we're talking about. But yeah, imagine that first unicorn rolls up. Dude, you sitting there with your buddy. Maybe you guys are having a couple garbanzo beans or, trying to get rid of yellow fever or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know what year it was when they showed up. And next thing you know, this bad bitch rolls up with that with that top piece, baby. A unicorn is basically like a shark. It's like the shark of horses. But they got magic in them, man. You never know how much magic is in a unicorn by looking at it. You just think, damn, this horse is really honestly probably trying to meet some local men. Or trying to pick a lock or something. Or what else? Or trying to just, push a button on an elevator or what else? I don't even know what a horse would do with that horn on its head. Hang out, just maybe hang laundry, but like just one shirt. But you don't realize when you see that unicorn how much power is in them and how much magic, full of magic. You just don't know, man. People don't know. They don't know the magic that we might have inside of ourselves. They really, cell phone bill I ever got. It was for like $7,000, right? I didn't realize you couldn't just use your phone as much as you wanted. I thought I got this bitch, man. I had 100 minutes, dude. Okay. Like 100 minutes when cell phones came out. It was just enough minutes to really realize you cannot afford a cell phone, man. Every call you had to be like, hey, it was almost like you were in that movie where you have like, there's like a timer and it's going to blow up or something. So it was like every call that came in, you'd have to try and get it. Do you remember that? You used to like right at about 50 seconds, you'd be looking like, all right, man, we got to.
My first cell phone plan, I was late to the game because I had to pay for my own cell phone in high school, was unlimited. They had already moved into those type plans. It was a benefit of waiting. But yeah, I mean, my grandma was always worried about her minutes. Man, she would nights and weekends. That's what you get.
Yeah, nights and weekends, boy. They'd be like, look, man, I can't call you till after 9 p.m. So if you had a friend that was in any other time zone as a kid, you was fucked. You was not friends anymore.
Did you, before cell phones, play the collect call game? I would have to collect call to go get picked up. And
yes,
I'd be at the Y and it'd be like, it's Nick, I'm done. And my grandma would come and pick me up 15 minutes later.
Yeah, man, that was awesome. That was always a good move. And the movie theater game, like they had the click over. So if I was gonna have a girl call me back late at night, I would say, okay, at about 9:20, I'm gonna call a movie theater line because they had like a 40-minute message on there, and it was like, now showing this weekend at 7, The Bodyguard, starring Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. Showtimes are Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Saturday matinee, 2 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. Saturday and Sunday evening, 5, 7, and 9 p.m. Then it would be like, now showing in Theater 2 And then it would go on to the next movie, you know? Land Before Time. Wow, this young dinosaur doesn't know what's going to occur. Starring the voices of, you know, Lou Diamond Phillips. And it would just keep going. So it would be like a 40-minute message. So if you had that call waiting, then you could hear someone calling you the beep and it wouldn't ring in your house.
Gotcha.
So it'd be like, all right, I'm just going to call the movie theater and hope she called. Now, sometimes your girl would fall asleep, you know? Because bitches be resting. Everybody knows that, dude. If you go looking at 9 bitches, probably about 2 of them's resting.
So then you just heard the entire movie schedule
3 or 4 times. And then in my dreams that night, it was just the background loop. It was just me eating popcorn, you know? What was his question? What was this about?
He was just kind of reiterating your sentiment about the student loans. Just keep dragging it out.
Yeah, keep dragging it out. That's a good, but also, yeah, the thing we forget though sometimes that, we made a deal. You know, we did make a deal. Man, big companies do get kind of fucked. Everybody just thinks they can fuck them.
Mm-hmm. But they also fuck people every chance they get, and
That's a good point.
probably goes unnoticed. But that doesn't mean we have to act like that also.
Right. Yeah, man, it's a real battle. God, I remember I'd send letters to Verizon. I was like, man, fuck y'all, bro. Dude, I remember sending pictures of me, photographs of me with like this, with my hands in the air, holding my pockets out like I have no money. I owed $7,000, dude. So, and somebody, I remember this was the worst. Somebody kept calling me from Africa, bro. And I don't know how they got my number. I don't know how Africa even got a phone at this point. Like, I didn't know they even had a phone in Africa. But they kept calling me, and I would get charged when I answered it, you know?
Did you guys talk?
Huh?
Did you guys talk?
Yeah, sometimes, but it was so hard to know what was going on, bro. It was Africa, dude. Yeah. I mean, Africa's pretty wild, and imagine Africa on the phone.
Maybe it was that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bro, if Africa calls, bro, I'm not saying don't answer, bro, but, you know, maybe, you know, just maybe don't answer every time.
My name's Sophia. I was born with a condition that affects every system of my body, and I have been chronically ill my entire life.
Oh, God, I think I had that. I think it was my mother, actually, when I was young. And now it's just myself bothering every system of my body. I'm sorry to hear about that. I appreciate your call, and thank you for sharing that with us. What's going on?
And some of the main symptoms are overwhelming sadness and anxiety and things that really keep me from being able to socialize very well. And I'm about to go to a concert, and I don't get out of the house much, so I'm stressing being around people, and I'm fearing judgment. I just watched your podcast where you talked about thinking about what other people are thinking about you, and when I go out in public, I have to do a lot of things to be able to take care of myself, and sometimes I worry what other people think of me, and it's really stressful. So, knowing, you know, that there's other people out there that are going through that same thing, goddamn, just to anybody else out there with chronic illness, whether or not you know you have it, what's going on in your body, know that you're not alone, and that it's always okay to express your emotions, and it's always okay to tell someone that you have to step back, set your boundaries. Thank you so much, Theo. I adore you. Gang, gang.
Well, thanks for the sweet call. Yeah, I could definitely feel. Yeah, it makes me. You know, it makes me think that you're pretty brave to call and share that. You know, that takes a lot of bravery. I mean, it makes you feel like you're on the front lines of your own emotions and feelings, and you're battling that. And that anxiety, it's so tough. You know, you go somewhere and you think that everybody already doesn't like you before they get there, and they've already made this decision in their heads, or, you know, you just get so scared of like just being out and about. And, you know, I get scared of looking in people's eyes sometimes because I feel like they knew that they could see something inside of me that was wrong, and I didn't even know what it was, or they could see that I was weak, or I don't know. I know that that's really painful. And I know that that's really brave though of you, you know, and to say, look, you know, I'm going to pack up who I am, and I'm going to go see this band, or I'm going to go and apply for this job, or I'm going to go and I'm just going to take action. And you know, it's so funny when we play the beginning of the call again, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Theo. My name's Sophia. I was born with a condition that affects every system of my body, and I have been chronically ill my entire life, and some of the main symptoms are overwhelming sadness and anxiety and things that really keep me from being able to socialize very well. And I'm about to go to a concert, and I don't get out of the house much, so I'm stressing being around people, and I'm fearing judgment.
Themselves. A part that's very caring. And man, what if God made you as a gift? Like God made you as this opportunity that's wandering around. That you have this opportunity, like you are this opportunity. That when people care and show that, reach out to you or somebody like you, or just help you to feel okay, that they are then going to feel so good about themselves. And so that's really wild, because you have the potential, oddly, to make people feel really good. Because if people know that you're struggling, and then they're able to, just help be a part of a little bit more of your joy or comfort, then that's really going to make them realize a potential that they didn't have inside of themselves. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, she has the potential to make other people feel good about themselves, and other people who are in her same position. Her facing these fears and going out into public, it shows other people who are suffering from whatever she is that they can do it too, and you can live a fulfilling life and not let whatever ailment you have hold you back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so crazy how we've gotten so trapped inside of ourselves a little bit. I do believe that the cure-all for everything can be helping others. And if you can find a way in your life, and even in those moments when you are struggling the most and most anxious and everything, to just try and be of helpful to someone else, that I think it can offer you some peace where we don't think about ourselves. When we're thinking about somebody else, it's really hard to think about ourselves. It's really almost impossible. But yeah, I just appreciate you calling, because you just reminded me of feelings. You reminded me of feelings, and that people have them, and that we're all struggling somehow. We're all struggling. We're all struggling somehow. And for you to be brave enough to say that and share it, man, for some reason, in some weird space inside of me, or not even a weird space, but an okay space, it makes me feel like there's hope. It makes me feel hopeful, because if you can share that, you feel that way, then I know that it's okay for me to feel that way a little bit. And when I acknowledge that I feel sometimes like so worried about what other people are thinking, or I feel so afraid, or I feel, like people are judging me so much, and there's nothing that I can do that's ever going to make me feel okay. When I feel those, when I feel some of those things that, man, I lost my train of thought, but I really was enjoying being on the tracks. When you share that you're not feeling well, it activates a part of me, inside of me, that also has the same fears and same uncertainty, and maybe not the same level of illness that you suffer from, but part of it, a little of it. I can really relate. And when I can relate, it makes me feel not alone. And so thank you, because you did that for me a little bit. You made me feel a little bit more okay to be brave, even if I'm not okay.